Hello, anybody that's here. We are live, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Mountain Time. How many people does it say is here?
Oh,
There are two over there on the other computer.
oh, it says five. I think it's just connected yet.
Hmm, Okay, there has to be somebody here.
Steven Andrews and Monica Carafano are here.
Hello, buddy. Every couple of minutes, I'm gonna say, please excuse the coughing. I'm still sick after a week.
Well, it hasn't been a full week, but yeah.
Yes, it has.
You got sick
On the way
on.
driving home on Friday
Oh,
afternoon
yeah.
in the truck.
You're right.
Has been a week. Yeah,
I thought it was only the weekend.
but at least it didn't my head didn't start going around in circles until we got home. So I was able to do the driving. It was not a problem. How are you doing today, buddy? Go to the three dots up there
Mm-hmm.
and look at the timestamp. Okay, well, he got here just in time.
Slimo's here.
Hello, Slimo.
Uh, Slimo says, good day, everyone. Australia, day long weekend here. Uh, I'm hiding from tourists.
That's a good thing. We do that here too. Stay away from them. I put my microphone farther away from my mouth this time, so when I do cough, it shouldn't be
Australians
that loud right into the microphone.
is still loud,
Mm.
especially because
Well,
mine is on this side.
they're too sensitive microphones then.
Padre Carafano says, doing good, getting ready for 2 feet of snow.
That's wonderful. I don't know how you guys do it. It rained all night last night and it's flooded in front of the house, but I wouldn't be able to deal with snow here. It would just complicate life too much. Although it would make everything white.
We don't have the infrastructure for snow.
No, not even close. We don't even have the infrastructure for rain.
No.
It should have drained by now, farther down, but it's not. When was the ice storm and supposed to come and hit everybody? Was that last night or over the weekend?
Over the weekend. Josh Homan is here.
Hello, Josh. Thanks for joining us.
You sound sick. You sound sad.
It's having a stuffed up chest. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I ran out of my little pills that the doctor gave me.
He said only for 4 days, though.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know. 4 days. I don't get over anything in 4 days. Never. I don't care what it is.
I have this. Ask him if you can take it.
I don't know what that is.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Ask him if you can take it. Josh says the snow is supposed to start tomorrow here.
Oh.
And Buddy Carfano says today starts down south.
Well, at least you have warning and you can prepare for it. Bring in whatever you need to bring in, like animals. We have our little dog sitting here on his little bed because it's a little bit cool outside for us. It's better for him to be inside. He's an old guy. The cats don't mind it though. They've got lots and lots of fur. But I mean, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here, and the water is only receded in front just a little bit. So I'm assuming the drains are not draining like they're supposed to.
I was supposed to go out today. I guess I'm not going to.
I mean, after this,
Mhm.
walking over there,
Yeah.
you don't know what you're gonna run into.
Yeah.
What is flooded and what's not.
Well, I was just going there, but
Yeah, but you have to walk across the dirt lot, and
yeah.
that's definitely mud. A 2000 Dodge Ram Charger. Looks familiar. The Ram Charger that we brought back last week is now in the body shop, and he gave me a really good price. He's going to paint 7 panels on the truck, plus he's going to detail the truck. He's going to detail, like, he's going to paint the letters on the truck silver. He's going to paint parts of the trim black like it's supposed to, and he's going to buff out the other panels that he did not paint, so it'll all look shiny and nice. So he does really good work, and it's at a really good price.
Dan E-Boy this year.
Hello, Dan.
Hey Dan, we
You're not you're
apologize.
not you're not working today?
We apologize for the coughing in advance, Dan.
Yes, you're going to hear it. Now that you say it,
Mhm.
I thought I was getting better last night. I was able to sleep better last night than the night before, but
You never get over you yourself specifically. Never get over colds
no, it
easily,
takes a long time.
especially with cough.
What do you guys think of this red Ram Charger that's on the screen? It looks pretty nice.
Lester is here. Lester.
Hello, Lester.
They say hi everyone. Mick sounds really sick. He sounds like that. Like he does sounds really sick. Hopefully he's not.
It's just the phlegm I have in my lungs. That's the biggest problem right
Yeah.
now.
Believe in yourself is here.
Hello, Believe. Josh, this is one of the very rare 4-speed manual trucks that I think I'm going to be publishing soon. It looks really good with shiny red paint and everything. Unless it's the same one I already published and they just republished it again.
Dan says it ain't any snow in Cincinnati.
Well, that's good.
Cincinnati.
That's good for you.
Cincinnati.
On most vehicles like this one, I'm a fan of the original steel wheels and the small hubcaps. I think it looks really good on the trucks.
Body carpet. There's no sideways seat in the back.
No, all the stick shifts were base models. You had to, like this one does not even have power windows. You needed to tell them you wanted more stuff on it, but no, they weren't going to put a third seat in the back of a base model truck.
Mark Sauvé is here.
Hello, Mark. He's up in the bad area. He's under snow all the time.
They say afternoon all water feed to the toilet is frozen. Wow.
We kind of have the same thing because it's flooded out in front of the house, which means one of our toilets doesn't flush. So there's another one in the house that we have to use.
The higher one.
Yeah,
works.
it's higher above whatever the pipes are.
Dr. Go is also here.
Hello, Dr. Go.
They said love the red Ram Charger. Was minus 27 Fahrenheit yesterday with wind chills setting a record of minus 56
Why
Fahrenheit.
do you people live in places like that? Oh my gosh. Negative 56 Fahrenheit. Wow.
Leslie says not yet for us. Dan says body color steely, not black.
Yeah. Come to think of it, maybe the guy that sold us the green Ram Charger was correct when he said it would cost him about 1,800 pesos to fix the door on the left side. What?
I don't know. Dean Stevenson is back
Back? From where?
because he was here. Wasn't here really early?
No, that was Steve.
Oh, okay, never mind. So Dean Stevenson is here.
Hello, Dean.
And they say Joe people rejoice. And Josh Homan says maybe to prove how tough they are. That's why they live in cold climates.
Oh, I don't need to prove anything like that.
Mark Sabes says, so correct me if I'm wrong, but with all these manual transmissions in Mexico, Mexicans are mostly pretty good shifting a manual transmission,
Yes, just about everybody knows how to drive a manual here.
except for me.
The car that I bought for my son's mother was a 2003 Chevy Corsa, which was a 5-speed manual, and that's all she's had after that were manuals. They're just better. That's all.
Rich is here.
Hello, Rich. I mean, these guys that are operating Uber, they're getting 200,000 kilometers out of a clutch before they have to replace it, and with no other trouble in the car. And this one guy that we talked to, he had a Nissan Versa. It was in Guadalajara. Um, he said he replaced the clutch about 3 months ago, and he had like 359,000 kilometers on the car, and it was the first clutch that he ever replaced in the car. How can you ask more of a car than do it using it for Uber, which is not easy on the car, nothing going wrong for 350,000 kilometers? You can't ask more than that from a car. But he said we change the oil every 7 weeks, we do the services, and we never let it go. So the car does not fail. Rich, I'm a bit sick. Been sick for about a week since we got back from our trip, but I still have to get things done. So
Yeah, Mark. No, I don't know how to drive a stick. It never, um, it never happened like that I would have to drive a stick, so I never learned. And Mr. Spec is not a good teacher, so he hasn't taught me. Josh Homan says, I see they tried to make it a knockoff Porsche, but they spelled it wrong.
they tried to make what, a knockoff Porsche?
I don't know.
The Volkswagen?
Rich says, well, get better soon.
Thank you, Rich. If I don't if I don't stop coughing by Monday, I think we're gonna go see the doctor, the real doctor, and see what he has for me. Because I'm coughing up a lot of phlegm, and it's pretty dark, which my doctor's son says that's an infection of some kind. So we will see what happens.
Mark says, it's never too late, though, Mrs. Beck.
No, she's gonna learn. We just have to have the right vehicle, and it has to be mine. I can't let her learn how to drive a stick on a customer's vehicle, and I don't have a stick shift right now that's on the road.
Dr. Go says, I know it sounds crazy, but I do love snow and cold. It can still get to 100 Fahrenheit in summer, but usually 80s to low 90s in summer and low humidity. So I love that. And 14,000 lakes helps too.
Yeah, if you like the water. Water doesn't like me, so the lakes wouldn't do me any good.
Lester says, I like that green on a beetle.
Yeah, that dark green looks really good on the Beetle. It makes it look really good.
Chris is here.
Hello, Chris. Hola.
Rich says, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I've been going to the same doctor for 20 something years. He has my whole file, so he knows me pretty well.
Mark says, the front of that Lincoln has a lot going on.
Yeah, those 48s were, man, they were so nice. And a really nice rear end, too.
Dr. Wolverine Garage is here.
Hey, Dougster.
And they say, have no fear, Dr. is here. How's my favorite Mexican couple doing today? Feel better, Mr. Speck.
Thank you, Doug, but Mrs. Speck feels better. I'm just working through it. What the little pill that Dr. Speck gave me was to reduce the swelling in my throat, which makes the pain go away. It wasn't to cure whatever's in my chest. So that was working.
Bobby Carafano says, nice old school.
Yeah. I remember a friend of mine She was working at the Chevy dealership with me, and her brother, who knows absolutely nothing about cars, was uh, some company wanted to hire him to do HVAC work or something, and the guy tells the owner, "Hey, I'll take the job if you give me that car that's sitting in your warehouse." And it was a '48 Lincoln Continental. The guy said, "Sure, take it." But the guy knows nothing about a car, and he gets gifted a '48 Lincoln Continental that who knows what he did with it. Oh man.
Mark says, I don't want, sorry, I don't want the cold. I need someone in Arizona or somewhere like that to adopt me.
Well, come down to Mexico, skip over the U.S. altogether, set up a
Mm.
life here.
Princess, oh, still sick?
Yeah, you can hear it firsthand. I apologize for the coughing. I try to cover the microphone when I do. Who's that
Joey.
under you? Joey.
Not yet, I'm eating.
And it's not for you. Either is mine. This appears to be a 1960 Dodge Phoenix or Dart. Could be either one.
No, baby.
Just driving one of these cars around the street, people would be staring at it. Why did they put fins on top of the rear fenders?
Princess, so Mark, Max will adopt you. You can fix all of his cars. Mark says to you, try oil of oregano. Either just a few drops under your tongue or in maybe OJ. Drops under your tongue is nasty though. I've been doing it and it works.
What does it do for you, Mark?
Borica Francis gotta love the fins.
Yeah. This green Volkswagen here, I had a client on it, and we were doing the deal and everything, and then he just disappeared. He's a truck driver, and I had everything set up with transport and everything from the little town that this was in. Had everything set up, and then he just ghosts me. And then right after New Year's, he says, "Oh, sorry, I had to buy my wife a new car." So I have to get back with the seller on this because I'm trying. I want to find another buyer for this. It's just too nice a car to let it sit there in storage. It's a really pretty 1964. It's a 1964 model with air suspension and everything.
Sorry. Um, Mark says to Chris, back lightly, low. Mark says it loosens stuff up and calms your coughing.
Oh, okay. We're gonna have to look for where to find that.
And I had to look it up on the internet because the other, um, yeah. Chris is to Mark. You'll have to bring your own poutine, but everything else is optional.
If you need to eat that stuff.
Buff del Campos here.
Hello, Buff.
Hi, Buff. We apologize in advance for the coughing. I should have left
Yes.
that message up on a pinned message.
That's okay. We can do it every 5 minutes.
Dexter says there's a guy I grew up with who gets blessed with good deals on nice older vehicles. Then he proceeds to beat them mercilessly into the ground until they are bound for the scrapyard. Some people.
That's crazy.
Kim Fixes Things says I am also here.
Hello, Kim. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for being here. By the Carfano says I like the sunroof on the Volkswagen.
Yeah, you would be surprised how reasonable the price is on that car. You know, he's not asking a lot, but it's in a state right in the middle of the country where there's no transport. So the guy went and got a quote to bring it over in a box truck. They transport merchandise all over the country. This company, and it was very, very, very reasonable. So I told him, yeah, we'll go with that, but the client didn't come through, unfortunately.
Mark says, "Lol, poutine is my lifeblood."
Well, you can create it here. I'm sure we have the ingredients. There isn't anything Canada specific in it, is it?
Mm. Doctor says The Dodge A100 van is sharp.
I've always liked that shifter on the dash. It's satisfying when you pull it out of park and pull it down into drive.
Josh Holman says US Spec.
It's hard to tell without seeing the speedometer close, Josh. They were basically the same vehicles, but they did put V8s in some of them in Mexico.
Mark says, you have mozzarella cheese curds? Never heard of them.
No, but I'm
No.
sure we can create something.
Kim says, I think they milk that special poutine cheese out of some kind of tree.
I'd love to see that. Is there a video on that? I'd love to see them taking cheese out of a tree. Oh, okay. It only went up to like 120 miles per hour, Josh.
Doctor says poutine is French fries, brown gravy, and mozzarella cheese. If you were to recreate it in Mexico, mozzarella cheese.
Mozzarella cheese.
We have mozzarella cheese.
Yeah, but not to pour on. Of course, everybody has mozzarella cheese. There's pizzas all over the world.
I don't know what
Everybody has
curd.
it. I don't know what a curd is.
I think it's the suero. Not that you would know what that is. Dean says, Mark, it might have uranium in it, perhaps. Chris says, cheese from a tree? No way. No way. But like H-E-A, sorry.
Yeah.
Kim says, I bet AI will give you a video.
I'm not sure I'd want to see an AI video of cheese coming from a tree.
Buddy Carfano says, factory wheels make that Ford look way better.
Yeah. It's just that it's hard to find original anything for these cars. So, if it's a younger guy, he'll put wheels like that on it. That's the first thing I did with my '69 wagon. Found a set of stock steel wheels from an '80s Caprice and put them on, and I got the Corvette wheel covers for it. That did come on the car originally. You could have ordered it on the station wagon originally.
Mark says, no, cheesy curds. Grated cheese is blasphemy.
So what makes it a curd?
That's el suero. It's just, you know how to make cheese? You add milk, you add suero, and you mix it. It makes it curate. That's
Still don't know what that word is.
Yeah.
Other than what you give kids when they're dehydrated.
No. Dean says Kurds are a Middle Eastern and Iranian tribe of people. No, darling.
That's a different thing altogether.
Doctor says, did you steak shredded mozzarella and put it on the hot fries before the brown gravy?
But Mark says that's blasphemy, Doug. And he's Canadian.
Lester says, is my connection or is the sound low volume? Let me check. My microphone is...
Well, you did turn the volume down, but I have my microphone farther away from my mouth because I'm coughing so much, Lester.
But did it suddenly went low or hasn't always been low? Doctor says, I agree, Mark, but cheese curds in Mexico will be hard to find, I think. They will have to be created. Yep. Dean says, it might be inner ear trouble, Lester. Buttercup versus Reams, easy fix.
Yep, if you can find them here, or just order them new.
EFOG is here.
Hello, EFOG.
Kim says, can you guys increase the volume from your end a little? Is it just me? Okay, then.
Yeah, put it back up where it was. Is that any better? Is that any better? Can you hear me now? You gotta love the Charger front end on the Mexican Coronets in 1967. It looks so good. I love that. You can't even tell there's turn signals on the front of that car.
Dean says Lester might be right. Don't check your ears. Mark says the Duckster. I will have to get them imported. Mark says sounds normal.
What happened to your ears, Kim?
Yes, you can hear. Lester says Dean. Yes, I'm slowly going deaf. Everyone is starting.
Yes, we are.
Duckster says that Coronet is Duckster approved.
Yeah, it's a nice looking car, but he wants a ton of money for it, and it doesn't look good enough for the money he's asking. Even though it is an original car, you can see the emblem on the fender. That's a 318 emblem from that year, so it's an original V8 car, and it has the upscale tail lights on it to match the front grille.
It says it sounds a little better. Mm. Dean says A and R suggestions. Welcome from Virginia people and countrymen. Lend me your ears.
Not literally.
Info says the press flow supposed to dump tonight, right?
Take a nap, dog.
I like that game.
There's a second 67 Coronet that's coming up next. That's a very different color.
It's like a mint green.
Mm-hmm. But who knows what it was originally?
Mm. Mm.
I'm not sure, Doug.
Sorry,
Maybe
I'm
you could
getting
negotiate.
matching first. Steven Andrew says, I have always wanted to make an early Charger convertible.
That would be really hard with the long fastback roof because that window goes way back there. It's easier to do it on one of these, but we didn't have convertibles in Mexico, so you would just put the Charger front end on the Coronet. Here's the second one,
Mm.
a very different color. But there's a Mopar tax even in Mexico, so you're not going to pick up one of these inexpensively. I think it would be better to buy one that needs paint and everything, and then bring it here and giving it to my shop and having him do the paint job on it.
What is that car that I saw on Facebook Marketplace that it was literally just the carcass and it was still like rusted and stuff and they wanted like 1 million for it.
Oh, that was a 62 Chrysler 300 that's sitting here in Mexico, and there's basically nothing there. And they're asking, I don't even know if the price is a real price, but they're asking 250,000 pesos for it. I already had that car. I don't need another one. Mine was a four door. I already had that same car in white and everything. The same Chrysler 300.
Chris says, sorry, Chris asked to Mark, what, you're not coming down here to help me shovel? Oh. Dan says, I'm hiding in the nice warm furnace room. I am
You
under
have
my
a whole room for your furnace?
I am under my blanket. It's not that cold, but I do like to stay warm. In Fox's driveway of Misfits, that's brutal. Um, yeah. Are you guys prepared for the snow? Have you been preparing your pipes and stuff?
Have you been stocking up on whatever you need to stock up on? Which I don't know what that would be. Maybe propane blow torches, so you can burn things in the living room and keep things warm.
Dan said he's at work.
Oh, okay. Well, it'd be weird to have a furnace room in your house.
Josh says we should be ready.
Good.
Mande. Mm.
If this red Ford was in the US, it would be called a Ford XL. It is not in Mexico. It is just a Galaxy sports roof with the LTD parts on it, which are the headlights and stuff like that.
Chris says, uh, we're pros at this. It's the folks down south like Tony that are effed if they get this much snow.
Yep.
Fair. Dan says 1970.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor says all the Mexican paintwork done in Mexico I've seen is really well done. My friend's
Grandpa.
grandpa, thank you, will take all his paint work across the border when he was wintering in Arizona.
Well, this guy that I have here, he's going to paint 7 panels on the truck and not just give me the truck back when that's done. He's going to let it dry a bit, then he's going to color sand and buff it. Then he's going to buff the panels that he did not paint so they can match the panels that he did paint. And then he's going to paint some black on some trim and some silver on the letters and stuff. He wants to make the thing look really good for the same price. So he does a lot of extra work um, to make it really look good. He likes his product to really look good. So I'm looking forward to that. But as soon as I gave him the truck, it started raining. So I don't know if he started on it or not.
Lester says, well, Tony's from Staten Island. He knows snow.
Yeah, well, Tony will just stay in the house. It's not like he would be out in the snow or anything. Although he does have his XJs. Maybe the race to the toilet in the snow. Maybe.
Chris says, the Lester trip without wager, more Freesboro doesn't have any snow plows or road plows.
Yeah. He'll just have to navigate it himself. The worst thing we get here is flooding, and it rained a lot last night, so it's flooded in front of the house, which means we can't use one toilet in the house. But it has been so bad that I saw a video of the main street that we live near, and this was like, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. The street, I don't know, probably, I don't know, 10, 15 blocks up, the street was so flooded that a Ford Fairmont was floating down the street, hitting everything that it came in contact with. I didn't realize Ford Fairmonts were so waterproof, but it was floating and floating down the street.
Ándale. Doctor says nice suburban.
It is a very nice, in very nice condition. Most of these in Mexico were the panel trucks with the inline six. This one also has an inline six, I think. Or no, actually, this was a U.S. truck that came in. I think it has miles on the speedometer, but somebody has kept it really nice.
Losing a lot of hair.
You can tell when somebody keeps a Suburban nice when it has the original taillights in it.
Dean says like a giant juke drain. What's a juke drain?
So when people break a taillight or something, they don't go through the trouble of getting the Suburban taillights, which are different from the pickup taillights, and they just throw something in there that'll work.
Dr. Ghost says flooding is not good. Moving water is so powerful. I read a quote once. You can move the world with hydraulics. Keep safe, friends.
Yeah. Well, the water's stagnant in front of the house right now because I live in like a cul-de-sac, and when it rains, the water collects out there. There's 2 drains out there. It's supposed to drain, but it's being slow today. But it said it was gonna be raining the whole weekend, and of course, it wasn't. They never get anything right.
And then says the term "jube" or "jube" refers to the open street side concrete gutters or drains common throughout Iran, particularly in Tehran, designed for surface water drainage. ¿Cómo que Entonces says, okay, Lady Dexter and I are going to play in the snow. Bye, everyone. Feel better, Mr. and Mrs. Spec.
Thank you, Doug. We'll see you later.
Thank you for being here. Bye, Carfano says, what this sticker of license plate in the rear window for?
Well, when you get your license plate, you get the sticker on it. So you put the sticker on the windshield. If your car gets stolen or something, and they take the plates off, that evidence is still there. I think that's what it's for because it's been like that since day one in Mexico. That you put the license number, well, actually, like when we bought Lester's car, it was 1990, 91, 92, and 93. Your registration sticker was your license plate sticker that said 91, 92 on it. Then the next year, it had 92, 93. So you got a new window sticker, a license plate sticker every year, and then they just went to giving you one sticker for the license plates and then a separate registration sticker, a smaller one for the window. But since day one in Mexico, you always had a sticker for the window of the license plate that's on the car, and it shows the history of the car because I guess nobody in Mexico knows that razor blades are a thing. Razor blades and glass cleaner.
Dean says, in some cases, serving as runoff for urban trees and sewage, i.e., pheromone elites. Dr. Gonzalez, Lester, and Dexter in the snow. Later Dexter, sorry, and there's Mark says, well, cul-de-sac is French and a very strange term, makes no sense. Well,
Yeah, that's what we always called them, though.
Dean says, English misuse of French term, Mark. I live in a cul-de-sac.
I figured you would understand that more than plazoleta,
Yeah.
which is what we call it. The neighborhood we live in are all plazoletas, which you have to turn from the main street into here, and there's one, two, three, four, five,
Right.
6, 7, 8 houses.
Mm.
There's 8 houses. They could have made one extra, but the owner that well, whoever got this house originally wanted the extra lot next to it, which is where I have my cars. But when the cane sugar factory was open, they built these houses for the employees and gave them to the employees. So the majority of the houses in this neighborhood are still owned by the families. They've been handed down generation after generation to the people that worked in the factory, even though the factory isn't even here anymore.
Mark says, wow, look at that leg room. And Dean says, sounds sweet, Mexican expected. Mark says, Mexican expect. We use the term here as well, but cold is as, sack is bag. You put it together though.
Somebody put some work into the Safari, putting the air suspension and everything on it. I don't know what it drives like though. I don't know if it would be harder or a softer suspension with the air. You're so needy, Joey. So needy. I think the kids call it thirsty.
I was dreaming that I was making food.
What kind of food?
I don't know. You woke me up.
It was almost live time. It's up too late.
You didn't wake me up at the correct time. It's your job to wake me up.
You have an alarm. Tuesday, you get up at 1 o'clock. Well, how do you think it would drive, Chris, with the air suspension, a Safari? Better or worse? I mean, hard. It would be difficult if it drove worse, but
Dirty. Mira pa. Cool South the sex. Children, the both of them.
I don't know what that means. Datsun 710, even though that's not what it was called here. Eric didn't tell me if he sent me my license plates.
Hmm.
He was supposed to get them out yesterday. I didn't like driving it with no plates, no paperwork inside the truck. Although he did send me a picture of the registration card. So the license plate starts with N now. Must be issuing a lot of plates there because what was last summer
Mm-hmm.
that the license plate on the Amiga was N.
Chris says it has a big corsage on it. Is it going to the prom?
It's just to call your attention because it's at a dealer. Still doesn't help sell these cars though. It's really hard to find one that's original and hasn't been damaged or bondoed or anything like that because it's very easy for these panels to get out of whack, and then a body man tries to put them back.
Josh says it looks like a Christmas present.
Yeah, one that hasn't been opened yet. It looks all original though. I mean, it could have been painted, but the door jambs show the same color. You know, there's nothing weird about the car. And it had the same overhead valve engine that all Datsuns had here.
Chris says, how do you know that one isn't a bundle wagon?
I don't. But I can tell you that if you look down the side of one, it's easy to tell. And there isn't a culture here of putting that much money or time into a car like this because nobody's going to buy it after they do all that work. So it's probably an original car. Nobody's going to go through all that to put a really nice paint job on one of these.
Mike N is here.
Hello, Mike N. I apologize for the coughing. I've been sick for a week now. I need more of those little pills.
They weren't stopping your coughing though.
No, but they reduce the swelling from the pain in my throat. Coughing brings back the pain though.
Mike says beautiful car.
It is a very nice example. I bet if you tried, you couldn't find one of these for sale in the U.S. The Datsun 710 intact and driving. Not a challenge, and I'm not putting up money. Because somebody's going to be selling one of those out there somewhere.
Pit Snipe Huskars here.
Hey, Pit Snipe. How you doing?
Mike N says my daughter woke up sick. It's her 10th birthday today.
That's terrible on the sick side, and Feliz Cumpleaños on the other side. It's terrible when you're sick on your birthday. Were you planning a party and everything for her? And it's a weekend.
Yeah.
Her birthday's on the weekend.
Chris says, I'm like, and she wasn't hanging out at Max's house, was she?
I don't think so. Maybe in spirit, and I infected the spirit.
This one says, all good, staying inside and warm. Um, Lessa says, did it have Japanese fender mirrors on the 71?
No,
On 710?
no. In Mexico, they didn't have that, but I think they have a cover for where the mirrors went, and I remember seeing that on U.S. spec cars as well. It never dawned on me why that was there, but it must have been for the mirrors
Mm.
because the fenders were just made with the hole there for the Japanese mirrors.
Mike says that, yes, they were planning a small party. No big deal to cancel.
Oh, that's terrible. It's her 10th birthday party. She's out of single digits. That should have been the biggest party of her life so far.
John Wilburn is here.
Hey, John, what's going on with you? I told my son on his 10th birthday, no more single digits for you. Now you have to wait to 99 to get to triple digits. So it's something. It's a landmark.
Landmark.
No, something.
Ay, ay, pobrecito. I don't know if you can hear the cat purr because it's right next to the microphone.
Yeah, I wonder why they put those on there, Chris. It can't be for looks. Maybe it has some functional value.
What do you mean?
The headlight things that come out over the headlight.
The chrome thingy?
Yeah,
It's for the
maybe
water.
maybe it's well for water maybe, but maybe light comes up when you're driving it because it's kind of
Mm.
convex.
Qué bonito mi gato.
I think I'm gonna start a page with these transporters, starting from the oldest ones to the newest ones. I don't know if you guys remember that 56 model. I think that the guy wanted 3,700,000 pesos for it. Well, he's lowered the price to only 3 million. He's taken 700,000 pesos off the price. He's really motivated to sell that thing. I was gonna publish a 72 today, which was the style before this, but I was looking really close at the front end of it, and that grill between I mean, there's no turn signals up there, but the grill up there, you could see where body work has been done, and it wasn't really good body work, and it didn't fit right, and I just don't want to publish a vehicle like that. It's still on my list if anybody wants to look at it, but I'm not going to publish it, on Instagram or anything like that. But it's still a 72 for a very reasonable price, and it could probably be reworked in front where it could turn out to be a very nice van. The 72s do bring more than the 73s and up.
Mark says that that's just aesthetics, but Leslie says you can drive with the high beams all the time. So you can drive with the high beams all the time. Mark says, hey, at least they didn't put eyelashes on it too. You can.
Not yet. It's possible.
Chris says, I honestly prefer the later bay window transporters.
Sure, with the liquid cooled engine. 10 times the vehicle this one is. You don't have to worry about keeping up with traffic in that one. What I think what's going to happen with the transporters here in Mexico is they're going to be very, very hard to find in the passenger model and also in the cargo model because so many people are turning them into food trucks. They're cutting the roofs, they're making the roof go up, and then they put all the stuff inside, and they put the like the table or whatever for you to put all their stuff out there. But they do it on the left side because the door is on the right side. So if you want to park it anywhere in the U.S. to use it as a food truck, you would have to park it backwards on a city street to serve your food, and that's when you would get in trouble with the police in just about anywhere in the U.S. So you can buy them fairly inexpensively with all of the stove stuff, everything inside all ready to go. And hopefully you would get the liquid cooled engine because there's a lot of extra weight pulling with the air cooled engine in there. But I see them all over the place. I see them for sale. I see them on the street. People are using them for food trucks. So as time goes on, they're gonna keep converting more and more and more of them. And the actual ones that you could buy are gonna be harder to find. So maybe the value would go up on them. So get in the market now.
La cara de Joy.
He is content. Dog on one side and cat on the other.
Mm-hmm.
Can bring Danny over here too for you.
No, gracias.
He is a heavy one.
He doesn't sit still.
He does on my lap.
Mark says, and sell poutine on it, out of it.
Yeah, you could. You can put Canadian maple flags all over it. Build a big business here, Mark. Some guy from Texas went to Mexico City and started selling barbecue, and everybody says it's one of the best barbecue places in town. And he has two main locations, and I saw one location inside a mall, so he probably has more locations inside malls there.
Chris says to Mark away. There was a potato food truck here in town, but they closed up shop this past year.
That could be for many reasons, though. Not just they were selling food nobody wanted to buy.
Mark asked to Chris, where was that?
New York. New York.
Se me durmió la pierna.
Huh? I know, that's the problem with having a cat on your lap. Definitely.
Rochester?
Rochester, New York. Maybe he repainted the food truck and started selling something people wanted, Chris.
Rude. That's what you get for making fun of people.
Maybe he had other Canadian things, Mark.
Mark says the Mexican Spec. That's right, you can't just have one thing.
But isn't it harder to sell something like poutine, especially in the United States when most people are concerned about their health? I mean, isn't it a highly fattening and bad for your whole
Do people
thing?
care?
Some people do. That's the problem.
Some.
Yes, too many. They eat vegetables and stuff like that. I don't understand it, but they do. Here's those checkerboard wheels where they polish them so they don't have the black on them. Gives it an interesting look. I'm not even sure if they came on the Novas originally. I know a place selling a set of those. Healthy Americans. They claim to be. Pictures don't bear it out, but they claim to be.
You don't go out on the street to buy healthy food.
No, I don't think there's very many food trucks selling salads only. Although salads are expensive.
Saladsonly.com.
Salads are expensive. I mean, it's like the salad places here. They'll make you salad whatever it is, and I don't know, it's like 140 pesos or something.
More.
That's a lot. It's a lot for vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
I took my niece out to the mall. Oh, I want the salad over there, and I was shocked at the price. I mean, you could get like a half rack of ribs for that. Just a little more, you get the full rack. But she's a 20-something-year-old female, so and a nurse, so she knows what she needs to eat. I don't know, Chris. Are vegetables that much more expensive?
Uh, yes, and they go back faster. So yeah.
You got
Mark
to eat it more.
Mark says, in order to be somewhat successful, you need local stuff. People like your specialties they would want to try. Daniel Morris says here.
Hey, Daniel. Welcome. Mark, I'm not so sure about that because food trucks that sell Mexican food do really, 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 really well.
Lumpy Y5B is here.
Hello, Lumpy. Welcome.
Lester says New Hampshire is rated the healthiest state in the USA.
Why? Is that because there's so few people there? How you doing today, Daniel? You're not waiting for the ice storm too, are you? I don't think it's gonna hit Petaluma, California.
I think everyone is.
Not everyone. He's in California. There's a different thing there.
Oh, my leg. Oh, sorry. Did I move? Did it disturb you? Chris says it's cheaper for me to buy a slice of pizza than it is to buy a decent salad.
That is true. But is the salad that you're gonna buy the exact same quantity of food that the one slice of pizza is? Maybe it's two slices of pizza that would equal the salad. So you got to figure the cost like that.
And then it says awesome. No, we are nice today at 66 degrees.
That's good.
I know a cow has 13 pairs of ribs, 26 ribs total.
How do you know that, dude? Have you gone up to a cow and counted it?
Mark says our chip stands had fries, poutine, hot dogs, cheese dogs, New dogs, and a variety of hamburgers, pizza, and beaver tails. What are beaver tails? The actual beaver tails?
Don't ask that.
Daniel says, "Are you still sick, Mexican Spec? Feel better soon."
Yes, I'm still sick after a week. I thought I was doing better last night because I was able to sleep more. I wasn't coughing as much, but the coughing is still here today.
Chris says the pizza place I go to serves large, tasty slices, more filling than the salad.
Yeah.
Dean says I thought every 13 was a spare rib.
I was talking about pork ribs anyway, Dean. How many ribs does a pig have?
Ah, thank you. Ah, my leg. Um, Nessa says Dean 2 out of 13 or 13 out of 2. Mark says with spec fried dough with icing, sugar, or cinnamon, etc. Oh, kind of like a churro.
Sounds like a donut. Yeah, could be a churro.
Dean
Is it
says
shaped like a beaver tail?
Dean
At least.
says I will assume so. Dean says I was called Mrs. Ecstasy, my spare rib. It didn't go up for me. No, I don't think it would.
This car is sold, but I put the pictures in here anyway. Those are not Chrysler power window switches. Those are General Motors power window switches and power locks. So somebody's been in this car, but I kind of like the factory manual on the floor in it.
He says, I don't ask policemen how many ribs they have. It's a personal question that could get me arrested.
Cerdos, bean.
Well, that's what he answered.
No.
Yeah. Why are people calling me so much on a
Kind
Saturday?
of a flat piece of dough that you put in the deep fryer. So being flat It kind of looks like a beaver tail. Okay. I assumed it. They called it that for some reason. Although, if you're from the 70s and the CB crowd, that would definitely be something different. Because beavers usually didn't have tails.
Hmm? What? Beavers have tails?
You're not from the 70s.
No.
Hey Siri. Okay, so when we order a full rack, I don't know. I'm just gonna get off this. I don't want to know when it's on my plate. Long wheelbase pigs had more ribs. Well, that makes sense since their internal organs have to be protected. We'll start with Mark.
Huh?
Start with Mark.
Mark says beaver tails is a registered trademark. They also go by by other names such as moose ears, but we've had it on our menu as beaver tails. Chris says if you're not familiar with what a beaver tail looks like, it just looks like a piece of fried dough.
I know what a beaver tail looks like, but do you remember what a beaver was in the CB
Uh,
lingo?
is that?
What?
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm not gonna say it because it's family friendly.
Yes. We don't have to explicitly say it, but everybody should know. Most people here are old enough to have played with CBs at some point in their life.
I didn't know it was a CB thing. Anyway, Mark says yes, I remember most are naked now.
Are they?
I don't know if you guys. I don't want. I don't want to talk about. I don't want
Oh,
to
okay. I get. Okay, I get it. I get it, Mark.
Yeah, I knew somebody was not talking about the same thing. What are you talking about? Chris says, yes, Spec is exactly what you're thinking.
I want to expand on what Mark says, but I'm not going to
No, leave it like that. We're fine.
because
We're
not
fine.
they're not all completely naked.
Stop it.
There's designs, you know.
And I wouldn't know. This says it will be bad enduring if they didn't protect their organs.
Yes.
Leslie says, speaking of beavers, Ohio's first Boozy's
Bucky's.
Bucky's opens April 6th.
Are you going to go out there to the opening, Lester?
Josh wants his golfer's car.
Every once in a while, you'll find an F-body wagon that's this nice. Why they take pictures at night and inside garages, I don't know.
Grace says we're in Ohio.
Maybe Dan will go
Stop
out
it, you're
there.
making noises on the microphone. Dean says someone has played with them.
Maybe Danny Boyd will be able to go out there. They look to see if this one has the SE hood ornament. It looks like SE trim on the side.
Discretion is a better part of valor.
Yes, it is. Lester, it's getting harder and harder for companies like that to find enough land to build something like that on because their whole thing is more gas pumps than anybody else has and a store that nobody else has, and they need a huge plot of land to build something like that.
I forgot there was laundry in the wash machine.
Mm-hmm. But it was raining, so you couldn't do anything with it anyway.
Yeah, but I still need to check on it.
Maybe they give things away on the first day, Lester. You never know.
Like a blender?
Why would Bucky's give away a blender?
I don't know. What would a back give away a blender?
Bucky's is a truck stop, not a
Oh,
bank.
I don't know.
A truck stop with hundreds of gas pumps.
Oh, I thought it was like a restaurant.
No. It's a destination that people want to go to when they're out on the road. We don't have anything like that here. You get a gas station and maybe an OXXO, and that's all you get.
Mm, what kind of interior is that?
It it looks worn. It looks like it had pillows in the seats, but like they were deflated.
Yeah.
So it would need the stuffing to be put back in to make it look like it should have been.
Unless it is not worth standing in line, especially with bad knees.
Well, if you had a wheelchair, they'll put you right at the front of the line.
Dean says that you can have added Lester.
You have to use things to your advantage, Lester. Just before I left Oregon, one of these was traded into me. It was a base model. It had a 3-speed manual on the floor. That was a very interesting car to me. It could have been something. It really could have been something.
Sorry. Why do I keep getting phone calls? Mark says, so the Beaver Tails franchise offers way more toppings than just cinnamon and icing sugar. But we just chose to offer those too.
Oh, okay. So they are kind of like
Churros.
churros, but churros they inject flavor and they inject things into them,
Yeah. Chris,
caramel or whatever.
Chris is the Mark, so we have that down here too, but we just call it a fried stuff. Sorry. Mark says, what's on the steering wheel?
That's a lock that locks the steering wheel in place and goes above the dashboard. But if they want to steal the car, they're going to destroy your dashboard trying to get that off. So I wouldn't put one of those on.
That says those seat implants. Boop, boop, pop,
Yeah.
pop. And Dean says each extra can then be merchandised with an extra on cost mark. Great business model. Okay. Give me 1 minute, guys. Just 1 minute. Let me pause this. I'll be back. Sorry, guys.
Okay, we're back.
I'm playing. There you go. This Mark says, okay, okay, I only saw the part on the wheel.
Yeah, it's not a good idea to put anything like that on there.
Dean says, sequential injection, more than one topping. Where's the microphone up here?
Yeah, the beaver tails is something I would expect to see at like state fairs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Carnivals. We have some stuff like that too.
Yeah.
There's a place in town. I don't know where it is, but how big is the burro?
Medio metro.
Medio metro.
Like 50 centimeters. So
Okay, so
1.5 feet.
it's a burrito, 50 centimeters long. It's not a burrito, it's a burro. 50 centimeters long, and they fill it with all kinds of stuff, and you eat the whole thing,
Mm,
and they serve it on big plates.
Dean says, bam. Main Street Mopers here.
Hey Ken, how you doing today? Mark says, like I said, we didn't have the franchise. That's why we called ours Beaver Tails, Tales, until we would get caught or get out of business.
Mark says, Beaver tails here are about as long as a football.
Well, that's a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Dean says, shoot, Mark. This is if it's an injection, is it an inning?
This American here that's on the screen was a special model. They redid it's got a special roof on it, a roof treatment on it, and it has the letters GFC in the rear windows. And GFC stand. And I don't remember the man's name, but he was running the company at the time, and they sold some of these that were like commemorative to him, like celebrating him. So it was the GFC model with that special rear window treatment.
Dean says, I said so, Lester. And Mark says, Dean, lol, I'm making you hungry.
Am I making you hungry?
Am I making you hungry?
He left off the question mark.
Dean says, injection is English for he had a good innings. I thought innings was like a football type of thing.
Baseball.
Baseball. This is like a Lido model.
Lido.
Lido.
Could be. See right there, it says GFC on the window. But kind of looks like, I don't know. It's a weird looking roof line. Got a thick B pillar, a thick C pillar, and a small window.
Dean says, nope, I'm doing the vacuuming at the moment. I'll eat after I made Mrs. Ecstasy happy.
I hope it doesn't keep raining this week because they really need to get that Ram Charger done. You can't paint in the rain.
Mm-hmm.
You can color sand and you can color sand it in the rain.
But it's not paint yet.
No, but I mean afterwards, after the paint job.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's gonna keep raining.
Because I told the guy that owns the shop, I said I took the pictures of it before, and I'll take pictures of it after. And if the truck looks really really good, I can use that to tell my clients that we can do this kind of work here, and so we don't have to worry about a whole painting a whole truck. Would be, I don't know, 30,000 pesos or something. The whole truck, top to bottom. So a little over $1,500 to get a really really nice color sand and buff paint job on it.
Josh says football has quarters, baseball has innings. Sorry, darling, I only know soccer. So
Football. And you don't even know much about that.
No.
There was nothing more boring than going out to your 8-year-old's soccer games where nobody scored anything ever because nobody could kick the ball that far. And my son didn't really like team sports anyway. He liked the practices because he got to mess around, but he did not like the games.
No.
Because he actually had to perform in the games.
He liked to play with his friends, but he didn't like playing in a group for some reason.
But there's nothing more boring than watching 8-year-olds play soccer. At all. But I was out there doing it, supporting him. But at a couple of his practices, there would be parents telling the coach, you have to put my son in here. My son has to do this. My son has to do that. And we were walking out one day, and the coach was just a little bit in front of me, and I said to him, I don't understand these parents, acting like that. I mean, their children, number one. Number two, their kids are never going to be professional soccer players. So why even bother? He's like, right. And of course, that parent did hear me too.
Chris
I
says,
didn't care.
Chris says, my son played baseball for 2 years when he was young. Not the greatest experience.
So did I. Not the greatest experience. Although I did play with golfers out in left field. No, it was right field. I was in right field, and because it was little league, a ball never came out to outfield, so I had to do something out there. So there were little golfers, popping up from the holes. So hey, I was doing something.
At least you were out in the sun.
Yeah.
Steve Silva says that does happen in some soccer games.
Yeah, even adult soccer games, nobody scores anything, and I just do not get the excitement that people have for the players, for the teams, for the crybabies on the field. Ow, he looked at me the wrong way. I fell down. Ow, it hurts.
That, mind you, that's on male soccer games.
Mm-hmm. That's on everybody.
That doesn't happen on female soccer games.
Yes.
No. Veronica Fernandez, watching your 4-year-old niece dance recital is worse than soccer.
Yeah, buddy. I had to sit through every holiday program from my son's school. And to be honest, what it looked like was they started teaching these kids from kindergarten to whatever they had to do like 3 days before. The kids knew nothing. They couldn't dance. They didn't know the words of the songs. Nothing. It was like herding cats up there. And like, why do we have to come to see this? Why?
Pitsnap says go for getters. And Dean says low Mexican Spectre. Truth.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was always, even the older kids, when he got into like junior high, you would think there was one girl in his school that was a really good singer, so they would always put her up front to sing. Yes, she sang the song well, but nobody behind her knew how to do the dance they were supposed to do, even at 12, 13 years old. So they were not giving these kids enough time to learn anything to not make a fool of themselves up on stage.
Glenn Nickerson is here.
Hey, Glenn.
Dean says my daughter was awesome to watch at ballet, but she was really vicious. Glenn Nickerson says I have Chinese food specs. What do you have? Near zero here, sitting on the couch.
Couch and not moving.
I'm not moving.
He's asking for how hot it is here. What's the temperature here?
Temperature here
in Fahrenheit. You need it in Fahrenheit or you need it in Celsius, Glenn?
70 Fahrenheit right now.
It's 70 right now. It doesn't feel like it because it's been raining, but there's not much sun out right now. I don't know if I believe these weather things. It's really connected to what's going on outside. But it is kind of humid here because there's a bunch of standing water in front of the house. So that's creating all kinds of problems. It should be gone by tomorrow morning or so.
Oh, so you're on the couch and not moving.
Yeah.
Dean says, like Mrs. Ecstasy, she forced everyone else in the dance troops into errors.
Well, that's good. That's good. And see how they handle something like that.
Chris says, a balmy 12 Fahrenheit here was -5 Fahrenheit when I got up this morning.
So it warmed up a whole 7 degrees. No, it warmed up a whole. What?
17
degrees.
17. Dean says, my youngest daughter would listen very carefully and then practice.
Mm-hmm.
Mark says, Malibu, I know Chevelle.
It might be a Chevelle. That depends. the bottom of the line car was Chevelle. The other ones were Malibu, so it's kind of confusing the name structure here. But I'm not sure if this was the original color for the car. I mean, it's painted door jambs and everything this orange, but I'm not sure if it actually came out of the factory that way. And you can see they moved the gear shift lever to the floor where it says where you could see where it used to be on the column.
Mark says it says Chevelle on the dash.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what it would say. I would have to go by what it says on the original invoice.
Jay's here.
Look at Jay. Hello, Jay. Jay says hello to Chris first. Ain't that the
Rude.
Is it a factory color, Mark? Could be. I mean, door jams and everything.
Ah,
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't remember them coming in this color.
Chris says Studine is minus 12 Celsius right now. It was like minus 18 Celsius here this morning. And Mark says no. Okay. Jay says hello, Dean, Mark, and the Specs because Chris and I are bonded by cold. Glenn says Fahrenheit. I know I spelled it wrong. With wind chill below 0, foot and a half of snow tomorrow. And a half of snow tomorrow. Mark says that's what 1981.
It probably is, yes. 81, 2, and 3 had those tail lights. I wish these AMC type cars were worth money because I would love to specialize in them. The Gremlins, the wagons, 2 doors, 4 door Americans, Pacers. Nobody wants them though, even though they're an excellent driving car. And of course the rallies. Excellent driving cars. Don't use a lot of fuel. You can get them stick shift, automatic, whatever. All with 6 cylinders.
Dean says random units are Fahrenheit, but I don't want to start another argument, but it sure is fun. Jay says agree, Dean, but minus 22 Celsius sounds colder than minus 7 Fahrenheit. Dean says 4 freezer. Chris says I always thought the Hornet was a good looking car.
Yeah, I especially like the early ones that when they didn't have a whole bunch of extra stuff on it. The simpler, the better, no matter what model it was. And then, of course, we had the early rally, which was the Hornet hatchback. That's an interesting body style. But look how clean these cars, people keep these cars here. There's no speck of oil on that engine at all. Crazy.
Dean says numerical number reduction superiority.
I had to include a Fairmont.
Did you have to?
I have to.
Did you?
Yeah. And I like the wagons too. The wheels are interesting. They fill out the wheel well, really well with the big tires. That should be a really smooth driving car. You got so much sidewall on there, just gliding down the road, hitting potholes. Are you gonna be chopping up chicken tonight?
I guess.
Oh, there's 2 wings. It had wings, right?
Yeah.
Okay. On the green Ram Charger we just brought back, I contacted the guy I bought the Omega from, and he's got me brand new license plates for him in Mrs. Spec's name. So when we deliver the truck to the border, the paperwork just shows that she is selling it to the client with nothing in between. So it's much better like that. I'm just waiting for the new plates to arrive, but it's in the body shop, so it's not a big deal. He sent me a picture of the new registration card with all the information showing it expires in 2027. So that was good.
Mark says chopping broccoli. Oh,
Chopping
chicken.
chicken. It's a full chicken she cooked yesterday in the oven.
I roasted the chicken in the oven.
Hopefully it's cooked all the way through.
It is.
What I do not have is a good upholstery shop. So
Mark says SNL joke.
from what era?
Chris says Mark says esoteric SNL reference FTS.
TW.
FTW. I don't know.
Somebody needs to teach people here how to take pictures of their cars when they want to sell them. Because if you leave the Mexican blanket on the upholstery, you have to a buyer has to assume that the upholstery is no good.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they covered it, not to protect the original upholstery. But again, look at that engine compartment, so clean. I don't have any clean engine compartments like that. It looks like one orange turn signal and one clear turn signal.
Then it was his jack handle. And Chris says, be right back.
Take your time. We'll be here another half hour or so. This car ran in Mexico many years after the newer one was being sold in the U.S. I think till '87. This was sold here, which you called the Datsun 200 SX, and in Mexico it's called the Datsun Sakura.
Mark says, Ana Carby sang it.
I don't remember it.
And then says Mexican Wheels.
This would be a neat little car. They could have been replaced, Josh, but I think my supplier has them, has the front turn signals for the Fairmonts. Yes, Dr. Go. Buff definitely needs a wagon. Although the rear door is kind of hard to lift up.
Hold on. Me fue el español.
What are you trying to say?
Flooded.
Inundado?
Thank you.
I have to tell her words in Spanish?
Mm-hmm. Well, I speak English with you all day, and I speak English with my at my work all night. So Spanish is not part of my
But you
life anymore.
dream all day in Spanish.
No, I don't.
So you're dreaming in English too?
Mm-hmm.
Here's everybody's favorite car. Everybody loves these.
Dan says that soon. Dr. Cole says that Fox Body Wagon has Bob's name on it. Dean says SNL joke. Amy Schumer too big to fail. Joshua Man says looks like a nice car. Glenn Nickerson says to Mark Sauvé. What actress is he sing it to? Dr. Go says the sun seems to always be shining in your car pictures. So nice.
The sun does shine here a lot. This is everybody's favorite car. If you didn't have one, you should have one. Who didn't have a Citation X11? Raise your hand. I had a beige one.
Body car from the Citation.
Mm-hmm. 2.8 V6, 4-speed manual on the floor. This is a pretty decent car. And then, of course, this is another of everybody's favorite. Who doesn't like a Chrysler K car? MHX. Ooh, it's a station wagon. Somebody put wood stuff on the side. You didn't have one, Josh? Even after you got out of your house? You didn't buy one to drive?
My glasses are dirty. Body car from had a blue one. Mark Savez's big pass on a K car for me.
I had a few. They did what they needed to do. I think we bought one. We bought one at an auction, at a dealer auction. It was like $250 because it was stick shift and nobody wanted a stick shift. That car just ran and ran and ran and ran. You couldn't kill that thing.
Dean says, is it an illegally parked Citation?
It's worse than that. It's a Chevrolet Citation.
Dr. Go says, I remember when the X11 was new and on the road. Sadly, my good friend got killed in a head collision in that X11. He crossed the center line going over a hill and hit a truck. Uh, he was a great guy.
That's bad.
Mark
Although
says,
it probably would have happened in whatever car he was in that kind of situation.
yeah. Mark says they were junk in the winter. Junk.
You mean they didn't start or they didn't drive well? And that's not, Mark, to be honest, that's not something I've ever had to worry about living in Las Vegas or Southern California when I just buy cars just to buy cars. They just got me where I wanted to go. Driving a little car like that around Vegas, the K car, it was just a little two-door, the base model, stick shift. It went wherever you wanted it to go. It always started and always got you there. You can't ask for more than that out of a car, especially for that kind of money. Now on this black Cougar, the only thing that bothers me about it, one is it apparently is missing a wheel cover, a center cap. So I don't know how difficult that would be to find. Oh, no, all four of them are there in those two pictures. Another picture shows one missing, but somebody painted the damn taillights black. Why do people do that?
It's raining again?
Not here.
That says citation.
Citation.
Citation. And Chris says, the Cougar is back.
Yep.
Mark says, not a Ford guy here, but those Cougars and T-Birds I would go for.
I've been in a few. I rented a few of them. My Pontiac Sunbird was stolen, and I went to the Ford dealer and rented a Thunderbird there. They are very nice driving cars. And then let's see, what did we buy? No, it was an Olds Cutlass we bought, an Olds Cutlass Salon for my buddy. But then when I was in Florida, and it was burning hot there in the summertime, and my buddy's car broke down, a little Subaru piece of garbage. I rented a Mercury Cougar, and we went to the Disney thing, Disney World, I guess, and then came home that night, parked the car. We had the air on, and went in the house. Came out in the morning, and it was still cold inside the car from the night before. No leaks, no nothing. All the air conditioning stayed inside the car to keep it cool. That was so nice when we came out in the morning.
Chris says, I meant the car, no Mrs. Spec. I'm not a cougar. I'm not a cougar. Am I a cougar?
No.
I'm not a cougar.
No.
I'm too young to be a cougar. Buddy Car says, I had an 87 Cougar XR7 with 5.0 engine.
Yeah, that would be a better engine, but they only had the 3.8 V6 in the cars here. But if it's a Thunderbird, they did offer the 5-speed manual with the 3.8 V6 in the Thunderbirds. So I would take that, even though I hate the engine. I would take that combination and drive that. That would be a neat car to play around with. I wonder if you could take the V6 out and put a V8 in and use the same 5-speed manual transmission, or figure out some way to make it work.
Chris is laughing at me.
He's laughing with you.
Is he?
Yes.
I don't know.
We'll go with that story.
You don't even know how old I am. How would you, what would you call me a cougar?
He was just saying he wasn't calling you a cougar.
He says he didn't meant like me.
Right. He didn't want you to misinterpret it because he was not talking about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. See that right there is missing the front cap. So does it have all four or does it not have all four?
Can you stop calling me?
And do the handicap plates come with the car or not? That'd be nice if they did. You don't have to explain, Chris. You know. It's not a funny joke if you have to explain it.
My glasses are dirty.
The only Thunderbirds and Cougars that I'm really not a fan of is 1980 to 82, even though it has covered headlights. When I had first got my driver's license, I was working for a dealer, and one of his friends, I went to his house. He had an almost new, I think it was an 82 Thunderbird in his garage that, I mean, he bought to resell. This car sold, by the way. This celebrity. So he gets in the car, he starts it up, it has automatic headlights, and it only turns the headlights on, no marker lights, no rear lights. That's how the electrical system was in that car.
But the car front says thing turbo coupe only manual delivered in the US.
Yes, that is true. But in Mexico they put it in the base model with the V6, and I would assume it's a fun car to drive with the manual. But you could probably take the V6 out, put a V8 in it, and have the only V8 manual Thunderbird around. That'd be nice. Yeah, the guy just told me this car sold because I published it, and there was a lot of interest in it because it was so cheap. It's a 60,000 kilometer car with a 2.8 4-speed manual, air conditioning, power windows, the super rare tachometer on the dash for a celebrity that almost none of them got, and he said it was sold. So I don't know why it took him so long to sell it though.
Mark says Bob Glidden
Yeah.
ran a T-Bird Pro stock for a few years. It looked good as a drag car.
Yeah, it's very aerodynamic. The 83 and up model. But if a T-Bird like that that I just told you about was almost a new car and had an electrical problem like that only turned on the headlights and not the marker lights, you think it gets better with age? 1986, Chris. The 1986, that's the only year they used that front end because 85 was a different style. 87 had the composite headlights, but it does not have fuel injection. It has a carburetor. And here's another one. Same thing. 86 with the manual, but it's red. Can be red and is red. I think they made a few automatics as well, but it's really hard. It's more common to find the stick shifts. But when they got to the Oldsmobile Sierra, when they used the Eurosport package on that, I think more people opted for the automatic than the manual. But it does make for a neat car, a two-door Sierra Eurosport with a 3.1 V6 and a manual. But one of these cars, you buy it and you can drive it for the rest of your life. There's nothing to go wrong on this. The 2.8 is a strong engine, and the manual will drive for hundreds of thousands of miles. Put a clutch in it, big deal. But nothing will ever go wrong unless it rusts out.
Chris says, what year celebrity was that? Mark says, celebrity Eurosport?
Eurosport.
Celebrity or celebrity?
Like you guys know, I worked at the Chevy dealer when these were new in Burbank, California, and we had these on the lot, and they were great cars. We rented some of them out. We, I mean, they for some reason the managers hired this guy to buy used cars for the lot, and they didn't really check his background. So they didn't know that his father was also a wholesaler. So this guy bought a whole bunch of cars from his father, which were ex rentals. So one day this transport comes up and drops like 5 current year celebrity 4 doors in brown. All of them same color, same option, same everything, same cars. I had to put them on the lot and make changes to them so it didn't look like we had 5 of the same cars sitting there. So I put different wheel covers on one, and I put the side marker, not side marker, but the side protections on it, down the side, for parking lot dings and stuff. I did enough changes, and we sold all 5 of them pretty quickly.
Mark says, yep, that's why none are left here. They all rusted out.
Yeah.
Dean says the 2.8 celebrity showed up how incredibly slow a 3.3 Fairmont or LTD or 8082 3.3 Thunderbird was.
Yep.
But Carafana says mom had an Eurosport wagon.
Yeah, it's even better with the wagon. But the one car that we never got on the lot was a Celebrity VR. I saw that it was available in the catalog, but our new car manager never ordered one from the dealer. I mean, from the factory. It's not even a factory car. The car would be sent to the conversion company, and they would put a different grill on it, and they would put different a whole package on it. But he never ordered one, so I never got to see one in person on the lot.
Dean says a Ford dealer tried to sell me a new 1981 Fairmont, 4-cylinder, 4-speed manual with a what a dog. I said with a dog.
Yeah.
What a dog. Chris says Wise family had an 85 celebrity. She has a soft spot in her heart for it.
They were good cars. They were just, little boxy sedans, but they did everything they needed to do for you. You missed the one above Dean.
Dean.
The one above Mark.
Dean says you couldn't complain about a 4.2 V8 Fox when a 3.3 Fox was so slow.
Yeah, the inline 6 was nothing. It doesn't give you any power. Is this another celebrity?
I wonder.
That's funny, Dean.
Dean says 2.3 had one more horsepower than the 3.3 auto.
He's saying the 4-cylinder in the car had 1 horsepower more than the big inline 6.
Mark says you had the odd celebrity as a taxi here back in the day.
I'm sure that the reason for that is they bought them cheaply. Oh, and here's a white one.
You had a white one.
Yeah, I had a white one. No, they didn't sell wagons here, so there's no wagons to be had here. Either in celebrity or the Oldsmobile body style. But there's quite a few of these celebrities around, and they go fairly cheap. But there are still charges to get it to the border or get it to the port.
Is it just me or is it getting chilly?
I don't feel it. Of course, I may have a fever.
No tienes fever.
Who knows?
No es cierto. No.
How your hand is warm, so you can't feel if I have a fever or not.
But I don't have a fever, so the temperature.
But you've been sitting on your hand, warming it up.
No, I have my hand here.
I feel your hand is very warm.
That's because you're cold.
I know everybody wants these new cars and all these nanny things and everything, but one of these would last the rest of your life. Like Tony said, and I hope he's right, that sooner or later the values of these are going to go way up because the new cars are so complicated and cost prohibitive that to buy one of these that'll last the rest of your life will be the cheapest option.
Chris says it's Saturday night, so it must be disco fever.
Oh, I wish I had that strength to dance anything, but I don't. I think I'm going to take a nap after this.
You want to take a nap with me?
I'm either going to take a nap or I'm going to have my frozen Coke,
No,
which is probably not good for my sore throat.
Take a nap with me.
You make a lot of noise when you sleep.
I do not. You make a lot of noise when you sleep.
I don't believe that. And I don't care if you paid my son to say the same thing.
John Ellis is here.
Hello, John.
They say, I remember Chevy Citations and Cutlass in Mexico.
Yep. They're still here. That's how good of a car they were. They're still on the road going, and a lot of them in nice original condition. They didn't rust out here, so people fixed whatever needed to be fixed and just kept driving them.
That is the culture here.
Yes. Nobody's gonna throw away a car that has value. And mechanics don't charge $150 an hour
You're waking
here.
up the dog. Stop making
So
noise.
what? Mechanics don't charge $150 an hour here, so they can afford to fix the car. Finding parts for a 2.8 liter V6 should be pretty easy too. So many of them were made.
Dr. Cole says I priced a Suburban in 1984 and it was about 1,500.
Thousand.
I could not afford I could not afford that back then. Now I don't even bother checking the price of a new one.
Jesus. It's triple digits now.
Glenn Nickerson
Were they
says
really 15,000?
Glenn Nickerson says you should listen to Nurse Spec and Spec Junior MD.
Yeah. I do my best, Glenn. Let's see. What I remember about the 1988 model year was a fully loaded Chevy S10 4.3 V6 automatic, the fully loaded with power windows and everything, extra cab, two-wheel drive, was a little over $13,000. And that seemed like an excellent price for that truck with that engine. I mean, you could get the 2.8 much cheaper, but nobody wanted to drive a 2.8.
Jay says I'm doing brakes on my son's Envoy right now.
Do you have gloves on, Jay? I'm just curious. If not, how many fingers do you still have? Have they broken off?
Because of the cold?
Yes.
Oh.
Now here's a Eurosport Sierra, which we called Cutlass here, with the manual. And somebody added that steering wheel. I don't know where that came from.
Chris says to Jay, Snow Apocalypse be damned, there's cars to work on.
Yeah, throw it in Mother Nature's face.
Glenn says your best isn't good enough.
I've known that for years, Glenn. I just accept it. Oh, this one has fuel injection. Good. 75,000 kilometers on it. That's nothing. 75 is around 60,000 miles. Not a bad car. Some people want lots of money for their Suburbans. But if you can find a 1987, which I think this one is, all 1987 Suburbans in Mexico had a stick shift in it. Don't ask me why, because they did offer automatics in the trucks. But every 87 had a stick shift. 88, you could get either a stick shift or an automatic. So I think this is an 87, which is why I posted it. And you'll see the stick shift in there. I'd rather have a stick shift in one of these anyway. Some kind of dealer has it. Still riding on its original wheels, no changes. And even though it says Sierra Classic, it's sold in Mexico as a Chevrolet Suburban. They just had GMC parts on it, which is how things were here.
I
Mix and
have those
match.
taillights.
Mix and match.
John Ellis says the Dodge Ram SUV in Mexico. I saw Doug the Muro reviewing one.
Did he actually review one? You know how long ago that was? You're talking about the Ram Charger, right? We just bought one last week. It's here in our town. We're getting it painted right now for my client. A dark green one. I have a few videos if you want to put something together. The video from the bus station and then the walk around. I didn't know Doug had reviewed one yet. But a lot of these old Suburbans are still in this kind of condition. This is the original upholstery, all 3 seats. You got to check to see it has front and rear air though in one of these. You're going to want the one with both front and rear air. We didn't check the rear air in the Ram Charger, did we? Let's see if it even came on. Like I was saying in the truck when we were driving it, the '99 Ram Charger has the rear defrog in the rear window, but I don't see a button to turn it on the dash. There's a mirror button that has a defrost signal next to it, and maybe when you turn that on, it engages the rear window too. But since Ram trucks never had rear defoggers, they didn't put anything on the dash for it. So, that may be for the rear defrog too. The mirrors and the rear window defog at the same time. An antique Suburban. I'm not really pushing General Motors cars here. That's just happened to what I find in this year range. Because Chrysler didn't have a whole lot. They had the Shadow, the Spirit. Not my favorite cars. I always like these two-door Sierras. I like the windows, the rear window style.
Yes, so.
I don't know.
Chris says pretty common these days for the side mirrors and rear windows defrosters to be on the same switch.
Yeah, but I would expect there. Well, I guess there's the owner's manual's in the glove box. I'm gonna have to read that because if it ever gets cold anywhere, I mean, the guy does live in Ohio. I would like to be able to tell him how it works because I don't think he can read Spanish. I'm gonna go out and check that.
Yo te Oscar. Corre, Oscar, corre. Let me pause the pictures. Hold on. Interesting story about Max. Mm, I don't know. He still surprises me after however many years we've been together. He can still surprise me and make me laugh. The other day we were walking back from the store, and we were walking by um, a dirt path, and we're just walking, and he all of a sudden starts walking like a duck with his feet open, and I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he's like, "What?" So when someone walks by here, they're gonna think, "What the hell happened to that guy? Why is he walking like that?" Because of the footsteps that he was leaving behind. So I just started laughing, and I don't know, he can still surprise me and make me laugh. I don't know how many years we've been together. I have to think about it. But yeah, it's funny with the cats out there. Hi. I didn't say anything. It wasn't me.
I heard you not saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Joey was on the roof of the carport confronting a black cat.
Mm.
So of course I threw a piece of brick up there and separated them. Who's saying what to who?
Jay says makes you should stop smoking unfiltered palm oils. You sound horrible from across the garage.
That's not from smoking. That's just from being in a bus with sick people. Who knows what I got from them? When I was under my Uncle Tony's garage hoodie the whole time, thought that was enough of a filter. Dean might be right. Did you read it?
What? I just said he was right. Dean says to Jay he's gotten secondhand smoke from UTG's life.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. We'll see on Monday. If it doesn't clear up by Monday, then make an appointment with the doctor. See what he can find on me. Listen to my chest and stuff. My lungs. He's got to know something, right? He's a doctor. He's an internist, isn't
he? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's an internist.
Oh, I didn't press play. Sorry.
Why'd you stop him?
Because you left.
So, we're moving.
Yes.
What do you know? Another stick shift. This would be the perfect car to drive every day, go to work, come home, replace the rack and pinion because it's going to go bad, which they all did. Cavaliers, Celebrities, Sierras, 6000s, Centuries, all of them. And then keep driving some more. But the earlier ones, like the Celebrity, only had a 4-speed manual, while the later Sierras with the 3.1 had a 5-speed manual. So I think the later Sierras would be the one to have, just for fuel economy. Oh, cushy seats, how comfortable. I don't see any seatbelts though,
No.
anywhere.
Well, there's one there for the front.
Yeah, but I mean for the back seat.
No.
Everything may be under the seat. I mean, hey, seatbelts? We don't need no stinking seatbelts. That might be the thing. And it's almost 4 o'clock. The dog's gonna want his food too.
Mm-hmm. But girlfriend says, did you get any Grand Am?
No, the Grand Am was not sold here, but there are a lot of them here because they were brought in from the U.S. When they got so cheap over there, people would bring them in here and sell them for more. There's a lot of them here.
Dean says Mrs. Mexican Spec doesn't yell and doesn't tell to Chris.
Little do you know, Dean. You have to give her incentives, though.
Chris says piano wires, seatbelts, GM countermeasures.
I'm sure they're there. I'm sure they're under the back seat when somebody did the seats or whatever. They didn't bother bringing the seatbelts back up. But all passengers in my cars, if there are seatbelts, have to use them. Except in my 74 Dart, when I bought it, I had to put seatbelts in it. So I put front seatbelts in it, and I bought a separate set of seatbelts for the back seat. I think they were black. The front ones were the color of the car. And the rear ones have disintegrated into nothing from just sitting out there in the sun. Seatbelts that disintegrated. So how strong were they in the first place to even be used? I don't know. I don't want to put my son in there anymore until I put new seatbelts in it.
Chris says I had to retrofit front shoulder belts in the Beetle when I got it.
But the parts were available, right? Because later Beetles had that. I don't even know if newer Beetles here have that. The shoulder harness.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna have to look at some pictures of the newer ones. They may all still be lap belts in a 2000 Beetle. I don't know. It is possible.
My legs.
Okay, this is a 90s car, so let's see if the 90s car has shoulder harnesses in
I think they
it.
do.
Chris, these are the perfect Volkswagen wheels to have. They look good on any Beetle. Although the rear ones look a little bit smaller than the front. Maybe it's a different tire. Come on, get to the interior.
Uno's here?
Hello, Uno. Yes, you are very early. You're like 6 days and 22 hours early for next week's live.
Isn't that a seatbelt hanging there?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it does have shoulder harnesses in the later ones. So you not only get front disc brakes and fuel injection, you get seatbelts.
Chris says, and a newer Beetle appears as if by magic.
Yep. I planned it that way, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I planned it that we were talking about seatbelts and boom, right there.
Una says, are we having churros or bananas and rice? I was just having carrot bread and some golden milk. I don't know what else we're gonna have. Probably chicken. We have chicken tonight.
Yeah. All depends on if I'm able to eat.
I made some roasted chicken.
Kind of.
Why?
Did you put anything on it?
Yeah.
Like what?
Spices?
Oh, butter?
No.
I think you're supposed to. Aren't you supposed to put butter on a chicken when it's in the oven? I think I've seen people do that. Cook it as if it's a small turkey. Did it have everything inside it?
Uno says tostada francesa. No, I
Pan
don't have bread.
tostado. Pan tostada.
Pan francés.
Pan francés, pero toasted bread. Pan francés.
I don't have bread. Yes, it did have everything inside it, but I took it out.
Okay. Good. Last week, before we left for the trip, we just happened to find these whole chickens at Walmart, and they were like 30 pesos each. So let's keep it at 20 to 1. It's like $1.50 each for a complete chicken, the whole chicken. So we bought two of them. Should have bought more. Bought two of them, and they're gonna last quite a while, for different meals. Can't beat that price though.
I'm gonna mute it. Hold on.
Did you put butter at the end to brown the skin?
No.
No, we don't have brown skin, Chris.
Yes.
No brown skin.
Yes.
Maybe black.
Uno says cook animals in their own fat and juices and eat them with the foods they eat. Butter on chicken is good, but save the chicken grease for the next chicken. See?
Was there chicken grease in there?
Yes.
Or did you save it for the next chicken?
Yes.
Is that like Al Bundy keeping the ashes in his barbecue from last year to make the food taste good this year? I think it's about the same. Oh,
¿Quién tiene sueño? Pomecito.
I don't know why.
Pues es que estás cansado.
I mean, I got up and ate something today. Really should be resting more. I mean, I've taken a nap every day, almost every day this week.
Yeah, but you're tired because you're sick. Chris says, so I should be eating chicken with the same worms they eat. Eating pork with this not pixie.
That doesn't sound appetizing, Chris.
Uno says, chicken is best with rice and corn. Beef with potatoes and or roots and grasses. Fish with bacon. You know the usuals. Fish with bacon. Burger uno says, my ex used smoke detector as timer burnt everything.
We don't even have one of those.
No.
I'm sure the cats will tell us if there's anything like that happening. I had to get Joey down off the roof. You hear me hitting the car?
No.
I kept having to hit the car. Come on, Joey. Come on, Joey. Get him all the way to walk around the edge. Come down on the Chevy.
And Joshua says some people can burn water. I used to be one of those people. It took me a while to learn how to cook, and I'm still not pretty good, but I can make some stuff.
I like the food she makes for me. I used to be able to make food too, but that was quite some time ago, and I don't remember the tricks anymore. How long for this before this happens, and got to take it out at this time. That's why I let her do it.
You used to make me food.
Because you overcook chicken and I can't chew it because my teeth aren't that great.
You used to make me food.
Yes, that was a long time ago. You want to drive that back from Hidalgo?
No.
Remember that road before we got onto the big highway? You you have to drive between the two lanes back and forth to avoid all the potholes. U.S. cops would have a field day here on the highways. Hey, you crossed the line. Yeah, but I didn't want to fall into that pothole. Of course, I'm going to cross the line. And then I'm going to cross back because I don't want to fall in the pothole in that lane. This is what everybody does.
Uno says if your chickens eat worms, you got bigger problems than meat in your diet. How is the lead in your water? Darling, chickens eat protein. Chickens need protein.
Chickens eat whatever they can find in the dirt.
Yeah, but
at least around here.
Chickens need protein. They can't survive on only grains. Chris says, I'm the cook in our family.
Oh, nice.
Uno says malnutrition is illiteracy illiteracy place. Sorry. Sorry.
That's absolutely true. You need the protein to make the brain work. I've read stories about crazy women feeding their cats only like it's a vegan cat, only vegetables and that stuff, and the cat was just dying. The cat was dying because the cat needs protein.
Mm-hmm.
The cat's a carnivore. It has to have it, and the cat gets its vegetables from the meat that it eats because the meat is what eats the vegetables. That's the way things are set up. But nope, gotta be a vegan. Absolutely crazy people out there. I'm waiting for the first client to close the deal on one of these, and then I go drive it on the highway with that engine, and we'll see how it actually does. That'll be an interesting video. See how it does. See how I'm able to pass people, pass other vehicles on the highway, the big rigs and stuff. Does this car look familiar, Chris? I showed it to you once. Here comes Danny. 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 Here. Danny. Over here. Over here. I'll be right back. Pay attention to
Sorry. Let's just sport cats. Yeah. Mark says salad is not food. Salad is a promissory note that food will come. Yeah, salad is well, I guess it depends on your salad because you could have chicken in your salad. But yeah, salad is a side dish.
I like Mark's way of thinking. Yeah, buddy. I talked to the guy, and the guy said that the car will come with one set of wheels that matches. You choose which one you want. The reason I posted this is because it is a turbo and it is a 5-speed manual. I excuse me. I would never offer one of these with an automatic. Never. And this car is called a Chrysler Phantom, which I like a lot more than LeBaron Coupe.
Sorry. Lester says the mismatched wheels really bother me.
Yeah, but they're not gonna. It wouldn't when the car's sold. It's gonna have a matching set of wheels. Tires, I don't know, but I recommend everybody that buys a car buy a new set of tires anyway, because even if they're in good condition, they could be 20 years old.
Yep, it has happened.
Yeah. I wonder if I asked the guy we got the truck from how the tires were
What do you mean?
before we went out there. I wonder if I asked how the tires were.
Check the chat.
I will. I'm waiting for him to delete that phone number to complete the sale and be a ghost. And of course, here we have a Cavalier Z24. I know you're going to say it looks like a Pontiac Sunbird GT, but it has the Cavalier interior and it has the Pontiac outside, which is the best of both worlds. Because I did not like the claustrophobic Pontiac Sunbird instrument panel. That is just everything is just jammed in this tiny little area. The Chevrolet was much better, and I would really like to have one of these for my very own in this color. Because you gotta love the covered headlights. What do you know? It's a stick shift, 5-speed, 3.1 under the hood, big engine, 5-speed in a small car, and with probably not the same kind of smog equipment that they did in the U.S. So it should move out pretty well. When I first started working at the Chevy dealer, it was the 87 model year, which was the square Cavalier, and then in September the 88s came out, which was this body style, and it was a completely different thing. And we got all of the different models on the lot, including the VL, which was the base model, which were stick shifts, 4 cylinders, no options, no air conditioning, nothing. And instead of somebody coming in and buying a Cavalier with air conditioning, they go and buy this Cavalier, this cheap one, and they say, "Hey, can you put air conditioning in it?" Which is a whole thing. we were able to do it, but then you don't have a glove box, and it's all this piping and everything. Just spend the extra whatever it was, the $600 or whatever, and get one that has factory air conditioning, and it'll work forever. But nope, they wanted to save the few dollars up front and then create a problem on the back end for me, because I was the one that was in charge of putting the air conditioning in the car, getting whoever it was to put it in and make sure it was working and everything. That was my job in the company. Are we just about done with this?
Almost.
We're getting close. 30 more pictures and then we're done because I really need to take a nap.
You want to take a nap with me?
You were supposed to go out.
Yeah, but it's still flooded. I can't go out when it's flooded.
Why don't you try?
You could kick me out.
No, not kicking you out. I
Mm.
would say it's more like pushing.
Ah, bueno.
There's no kicking involved. What do you think of these wheels, Chris? For a Volkswagen. Kind of look like Porsche wheels, I think.
Mark says, in the 90s, the Mazda dealer I was at would do dealer installed AC with the kit from Mazda.
Yeah, but that was very common with those cars because they were from Japan. The US cars, the majority of the cars had air conditioning from the factory, the Cavaliers. When we were in Southern California, of course they did, except for the value leader with the VLs, which didn't have it because it was the cheapest model on the lot. And then the people buy that and then want to have air conditioning installed when there's not a whole lot of room under the dash to put all of that in there. So it created a huge problem.
Chris says, write a lady a rap so she can go to the store.
I don't think the streets are flooded, and you can walk right around the edge here, right in front of the neighbor's house, and just walk out that way. You don't have galoshes?
I what?
Galoshes,
What are those?
waterproof shoes.
No.
Really, Chris?
Chris says, honestly, I don't care for those wheels on a bug.
Really? I think they look pretty good. They dress the thing up a bit. Nothing more pure than a really nice condition white Beetle. Like it's innocent. But this titanium color here, which may look silver, it looks like it has a little bit of gold in it. It looks elegant to me. The elegance color. Very few were painted this color. It's really hard to find one in this color. I know they were for sale, but most people chose the white or the green or the red or the blue. Very few people went this kind of low key route. And the person that bought this one was probably because that was the last one they had there.
Patrick is here.
Hello, Patrick. I'm also sick still, so minimal talking.
It says here, but sick in bed, minimal typing. Chris says, I like the stock chrome center caps on a Beetle. Orange was also popular.
Yeah, that was much earlier, Mark, but the later ones into the '90s, the mid '90s, late '90s, they color coded the bumpers and everything else. They color coded the bumpers and everything else, monochromed it. They didn't have one in orange in those years, and very few in black. It was a special model if it was a black car. Probably for the same reason most companies didn't paint their cars black anymore.
Mark says, right, orange was early 70s.
Yep. I don't know how many colors they had, towards the end, but I mean the last two, the last edition, they were pastel colors, but the majority, I'm gonna say, that were sold were white because they were used for taxis, and parts of it were painted green, so it was green and white. Like the city of Guadalajara bought a lot of white Beetles because they used them in every department in the city, and it would say on the side of the car whatever department that was. But if you want to go find a white one in Guadalajara now, it's very difficult because there were so many white ones. People got sick of looking at them, so they took the white ones and they painted them a whole bunch of different colors. But you can tell it was white before.
Dean says Mexican Spectre might have cut it off of you, Patrick.
I don't think so.
Believe says question. Have you ever watched any of Samit's videos?
No. What kind of videos do they do? There's either one or two red ones that live close to us because there's usually a red one parked on the larger street behind us.
Mm-hmm.
But then we see a red one parked over here too. It might be the same car, I'm not even sure. But it looks really nice. This is a 1999, if you can believe it, this brown thing that they made into a truck. But the red one's parked around here. It's in really nice condition, monochrome, red bumpers and everything. And they still daily drive it.
Patrick says maybe.
Mm-hmm. I don't like the small tires on this thing, and look how stretched the rear tires are from the rim back into where the tread is. That can't be safe.
Mm.
No way. But this is a delivery truck where it gives you a whole bunch of extra room in the back where your rear window and engine cover would be.
Dean says, well, both of you rest up now. Believe says he's a former IT guy from Australia who broke into pro drifting in Japan. The latest video has him exploring a tool shop in Japan.
Really?
Dean says, yummy chocolate.
Okay, turn off
The what?
the pictures. It's gonna reset. Yeah, this little brown thing. First thing I would do is put regular wheels and tires on it because I would not drive on those tires. They don't look safe to me. But if you have a business, something like this, you paint your company name on the side, and you do your deliveries in this. You're gonna have every eye in town on you in something like this.
Believe says, I'm not a fan of stretching those tires. Keeps them from working as a sign.
Exactly, and there's no reason to have such wide tires and wide rims in the back if you're not going to put the wide tire on there to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks bad.
Yeah.
So new rims and tires. I have the rims here for it. I have a set of Volkswagen Beetle rims. They just need to be painted, and then a new set of tires, and be a done deal. So guys, we're gonna head off. I don't know if we're gonna be on tomorrow night. We're gonna see how we're both feeling.
If I'm here also.
Yeah.
I go out tomorrow.
Maybe. But since it's Sunday, she'll probably be home.
Oh yeah, because it's late at night. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So we appreciate everybody being here. I apologize for the coughing. I guess I'm gonna have to get a doctor's appointment for Monday because I don't see it going away anytime soon. So I hope it's a cold, Mark. I hope it is. That's all I can say. Dean, you always come in here with a comment like that when we're leaving.
Bye, Jay.
Bye.
Thank you for being here, guys.
Goodbye, everybody.